Welcome back to the Everything But the Bottle podcast. You are here with Master Distiller, Rabbi Ben Tarabello, CEO of T2BMath.com, the ERP software that you need for your winery, brewery, and distillery. Today is one of my most fun and favorite topics, oak barrels, and making the most of them. See, once you have one barrel, you paid a premium for it, $600. You make bourbon, what am I going to do with it? But we are all into maximizing your dollar and your investment. A guy bought a bourbon, guess what? He liked it. You're going to upsell him on a single malt that's aged in the same exact barrel. Gee, did you think of that one? Now, if you build a malt, if you do the single malt, you know what you can do with the barrel afterwards? You can age rum in it, or sell it to a beer brewer down the block. But aging rum in it is a fantastic next move. You know why? After you age rum in it, you get those fine, sweet notes. You move it right back over to finishing a bourbon in it, and you have bourbon finished in a rum cask. Breaking it down, you paid $600 for a barrel. Markup premium on aged spirit is pretty good. Rum don't cost much. Let's say it costs you to create rum $2. You got the barrel for free. Sell it even at a low price of $20 a bottle of rum. You're still up on the profit. Knocking a bourbon Asian rum or one of your fine, delicious new single malts finished in a rum cask, you're really knocking you out of the ballpark. Now, don't limit yourself to just rum. Start experimenting. You bring in a whole new crew and crowd to your distillery. People that like change, things different. And here's a really cool part. You can actually have votes. Get people involved. That's what you're here for. Let them vote what your next creation should be, what your past creations were, what your favorite creations were. You'll be surprised. People will get involved. People will be bringing over their own barrels, which you probably shouldn't accept. And you can go ahead and get a wine cask from the local winery. Hey, come over from the winery, try what we finished. They're happy to promote you. Got a whole nother angle. Beer brewing, finishing wine barrels. Again, there you go again. Now, I don't know about finishing bourbon in a beer barrel. I've never tried that. But at least you'll have your name in the beer brewer down the block if they use your barrel. You might even get a couple bucks from the barrel. Now, one of the things that's really difficult is actually purchasing a used barrel. I'm not always the biggest fan of doing that if you don't have a relationship with them. But it sometimes works. And if it works, it can work really well, because if you're a small beer brewer, a small distillery, and you get a barrel from a big cooperage that was used in, I don't know, all those big Scotch houses, and you're finished in this Scotch whiskey that for 28 years has Scotch in it, that's free, like brand by association. Might be nothing to you, but listen, anything to bring in more clients these days, right? So that's a great another move. What's interesting is my accountant raised awareness to this. At times, it's cheaper just to throw out a barrel. Just write it off. So speak to your accountant. But in my eyes, it's not all about that dollar. If you can bring someone in from the first barrel and he wants to think about the whiskey creation, where you buy the barrel, it's 300 bottles. You move it from the bourbon, you get out of the bourbon, 300 bottles, get 20 of them, say, hey, I like the bourbon, let me try the whiskey that comes out of it, the rye or whatever, you do a single malt, you get 10% holdover, that's 30 bottles already sold. You bring in, again, 300 bottles, so 30 sold, 270 new clients. They're going to go ahead and say, hey, I like this whiskey, rye, maybe I'll go backwards and buy if there's any bourbon on the shelf. But they might come forward with you to the rum. And from the rum, if you decide you could do a gin, or you can move it back to, like I suggest, to the bourbon, a new bourbon finish, take another bourbon, finish in the rum cask, and you can already have the barrel completely sold out because people are fans of this barrel. If they're fans of this barrel, they might become fans of another, we can call a barrel project, or follow the barrel. And this is an extremely lucrative move because, remember, you paid for that barrel once. You might not get a tax write-off, but you have the barrel now for 70 years. It's a complete game changer, inventory-wise, once you start working like this. Another added tremendous bonus is all those new relationships. Like I always say, it's relationships to get all the clients of the winery who are now coming to try your bourbon. If you use a wine barrel, or the beer brewery that now they, by association of using your name, are not going to send people over. So this is a great move, fantastic. It's a little, on the rough end because you got to do individual recipe creation and registration by the TTB, or it's called a specialty recipe. But guys, it's well worth it. If you have any questions on how to submit the specialty brands, just give me a buzz, send me a DM, and don't forget to sign up to ttbmath.com. We got your backs covered on that. Take care. See you all tomorrow.